have to say that this Words of Life worship series is hitting pretty close to home most weeks. I mean, maybe I've never really thought that much about the Ten Commandments, especially since the time I memorized them back in confirmation. Maybe you too. Not sure why that is. I mean, maybe because they seem to be out of touch with my realities at the time. I didn't think that most fit into my life as I was growing up. I thought I was a good kid, didn't mess up too much, and went to church. That was enough, right? Or maybe this is another product of our society. We have seemed to be surrounded by opinions that we should question everything, even authority. I know this is usually the case as we are growing up. We want to test the boundaries of our parents' rules. I mean, what really will be the consequences for waking up dad, right? But then again, maybe this is just the reason why we should focus on the laws God gave to Moses all those years ago. And so we dive in and read the commands once again. We hear these rules but wonder if they really apply. I don't wake up in the morning thinking about taking another life. I don't look for ways to commit adultery. I don't take what's not mine. And I certainly don't worship other gods. Or do I? I guess that's the question we've been asking ourselves during this Lent season. We keep hearing how Jesus took many of these commands and preached on them in his Sermon on the Mount in Matthew. We hear that all familiar phrase, "You've heard it said, but I tell you." Great, Jesus. Now you make it harder. It was pretty simple to think about the command, "Thou shalt not kill," but now we have to think about how we approach this in our hearts. How many times have we heard, "What you don't know won't hurt you"? I guess that's not so true, but maybe in a different way. We may not act out against those commands, but we sure think about them. We think about how nice it would be to have that blue convertible Mustang of our neighbors. We scroll through social media and the endless amounts of lust-inducing images. We ignore that phone call from mom and dad because we just don't have the time to talk. Or maybe we talk about that other person and all the things they've done behind their back, gossiping to anyone that will listen. On the outside, we may look like we live perfect lives, but on the inside, in our hearts, we are living a totally different life. Jesus is concerned with our actions, but he is also very concerned with our thoughts and emotions. Jesus knows that if we ignore the dangers of our emotions, they will eventually come out in actions. We really need to take a hard look at ourselves and how we are living in accordance with the commandments that God gave to Moses. During this season of Lent, may we continue on our journey of hope as we strive to live a more Christ-like life. Let us watch out for our actions, but also reflect on how we are feeling and what we are thinking throughout the day. Let us keep walking toward the cross. From the Field Journal, March 12th.